let's talk about now Trump's address to Congress. This really was something like I've never seen before. I've seen plenty of addresses to Congress, plenty of State of Union addresses, but this was just army, 2 hours of pro-America shock and awe. The spirits were high. You can see we've got a standing ovation for everybody. Melania got a standing ovation. Donald Trump walked in high spirits. And he started his speech with this.
America is back. Six weeks ago, I stood beneath the dome of this Capitol and proclaimed the dawn of the golden age of America. From that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action to usher in the greatest and most successful era in the history of our country. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years, and we are just getting started.
American spirit, the confidence, the dream, and the Democrats, I've got to say, were determined to disgrace themselves, Army. I'm interested in your take on this. There was a loud booing at the very start. They were hissing like alley cats. And listen to the interruption here and then the response from the rest of the folks there who started a USA chant.
We won the popular vote by big numbers and won counties in our country.
In the end, Al Green, as we saw there on the screen, he had to be escorted out. I mean, it really was an unseemly little protest, obviously a planned little stunt. But how did you think the Democrats went there? Because they wouldn't even clap, they wouldn't even acknowledge all those emotional moments where there's victims of crime there who are being acknowledged, where there's heroes being acknowledged, where there's a little kid who's survived brain cancer and is being made an honorary member of the Secret Service. They couldn't even bring themselves to put a smile on their faces and clap for that.
Yeah, Al Green being tossed out. Let's not stay together. Okay, sorry, different Al Green. That I will never sing again. Different. I'm sorry, Rita. I'll never do that again. Look, it was so childlike and willful behavior by the Democrats. I've never seen anything like it. They brought props, right? Like a second-rate Carrot Top. I mean, it was so weird and gross. Look, you know, in all the years I've been seeing, and by the way, you know, look, he went through all the hits. I love teleprompter Trump, right? He went through all his greatest hits for the last 30 days, and that's why I guess this was the longest speech in the history of a president talking to joint Congress. But no, it was grotesque that they could not acknowledge anything, even things you would think seemingly they would agree on, right? He talked about how he's going against the Mexican cartels. Dead silence. You mentioned that 13-year-old kid who has got cancer. Silence. Look, and I've seen when Biden I paid attention when Biden spoke at his State of the Union. When he was introduced, you saw the Republicans stand up and clap because he's their president. The Democrats could not do it. It was such a grotesque display of petulant behavior, and it really spoke poorly of the party. It really did.
It did, and I think they're going to pay a price for that. I think it was just a miscalculation again. You've got to pick your battles, and if he's praising or acknowledging heroes, people who are universally admired or there's universal sympathy for them, why would you set yourself aside from that? It's just anti-American. Now, Trump did boast about his administration's achievements, including on the illegal immigration crisis.
Illegal border crossings last month were by far the lowest ever recorded, ever.
And he called on the Democrats to be on the pro-America team.
When I look at the Democrats in front of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do. I could find a cure to the most devastating disease, a disease that would wipe out entire nations, or announce the answers to the greatest economy in history, or the stoppage of crime to the lowest levels ever recorded. And these people sitting right here will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical achievements. They won't do it, no matter what. Five times I've been up here. It's very sad.
That shot of them sitting there with sour looks on their faces, holding up their little signs, Musk steals. I mean, really, that's about the most incoherent sight I can imagine. Army, he succeeded there in painting the Democrats as being against not just his success, but America's success.
He brilliantly put them in a box, right? He really put them in a trap, and they walked right into it, right? And it played out exactly as he wanted to set out. So, kudos to him. Look, if I can say one thing positive about the Democrats, right, I guess I'm going to try. Look, Elise Slotkin's response, I thought was one of the better responses I've heard in a very long time. But she stood, what's funny was that she stood in direct contrast to what we saw in the chamber. That's the thing. It didn't comport to the behavior we saw by the Democrats. It almost sounded like she wasn't a Democrat, right? That was so interesting about it. That was not the way they were playing it. It was so weird they had her speak, but I thought she spoke well.
Well, there was a lot of standing ovations. I stopped counting them because I lost track. There was someone I'm sure would have kept a count, but Elon Musk was acknowledged. He got a big call out. It's obvious that Trump is happy to elevate him. There's no jealousy there, like the media's pretending that there's some sort of rivalry there and he hates the attention Elon Musk gets. He elevates Elon Musk at every given opportunity, and he read out some of the savings that Elon's team has made and some of the programs they've axed.
$45 million for diversity, equity, and inclusion scholarships in Burma. $40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. Nobody knows what that is. $8 million to promote LGBTQI+ in the African nation of Lesotho, which nobody has ever heard of. $60 million for indigenous peoples and Afro-Colombian empowerment in Central America. $60 million. $8 million for making mice transgender.
And he hit on the big stuff. He read out the letter from President Zelensky. It was a very polite, respectful letter, I've got to say, very different to his conduct in the Oval Office. So that was another big win. And we talked about DJ. That was really, I thought, one of the really heartwarming moments that you'll remember from this address to Congress.
Joining us in the gallery tonight is a young man who truly loves our police. His name is DJ Daniel. He is 13 years old, and he has always dreamed of becoming a police officer. 2018, DJ was diagnosed with brain cancer. The doctors gave him 5 months at most to live. And tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
Oh, it was adorable, and he gave a big hug to the Secret Service chief. I know you can be rather cynical, Army, but even you must have just got a warm glow watching that.
What? Come on, Rita. No, look, I'm not an ad. I'm not heartless. I mean, look, the truth is,
you don't like the Democrats who sat there and refused to clap that poor boy who has just done such enormous work battling this awful cancer, and he's defied all the odds, and he was so happy to be there, and they couldn't even just put their hands together for him.
Rita, I gotta be honest. I was kind of jealous. I want to be a Secret Service agent. I mean, but he deserves it more than me. So fair enough.
We all do. We all do, Army. Army Horowitz, thank you so much for your time tonight.